All right, we got an update. So there was a teacher who assaulted a student over the pledge. Okay, assaulted a student over the pledge. We have found out that teacher is still employed. I want you to put the family up for a mass. I'm going to give you the background and the update to this story. Marissa Barnwell, a 15-year-old student, 15-year-old student at River Bluff High School. This is in Lexington, South Carolina. Says she was physically assaulted by a teacher for refusing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, 2 years later, she has finally reached a settlement. Neither side has publicly commented on the settlement, and the outcome has first been reported by a YouTuber, Hemant Mehta. This is a reminder of what happened that day, roughly 2 years ago, according to the lawsuit filed on the 13th of February. On November 29th, 2022, Barnwell, a Black honor roll student, was walking in the hallway on her way to class when the Pledge of Allegiance began to play over the intercom. Barnwell allegedly refrained in a, quote, non-disruptive manner to acknowledge the pledge as she walked into her classroom. There's a teacher named Nicole Livingston. Miss Livingston began yelling and demanded that Barnwell stop to acknowledge the pledge, then physically assaulted the student by pushing her on a wall. Livingston then escorted her to the principal's office to be punished. Keep that picture up for a moment, because I have more, but I want you to keep that picture up. We're actually able to see the assault of a minor take place by a trusted authority right there, okay? That's the allegation. That was the nature of the lawsuit. That was the nature of the complaint. Her parents filed a suit against the school district. Keep that picture up. This had to be done because the young lady refused to acknowledge the pledge in a peaceful way. The irony of this is the fact that you cannot be mandated to pledge allegiance to anything in this damn country is the very freedom that the pledge affords you. That's the freedom. You have the freedom to pledge allegiance or not. If you decide to not pledge an allegiance to the flag, that is within the context of American freedom, or at least that's what we're told. There are countries, it is illegal to not pledge allegiance to their flag. Not in the United States of America. It is called a great freedom. So her parents filed a suit against the school district. District 1 superintendent, let's put him up. Garita Postlethwaite on the left. River Bluff principal Jacob Smith in the center. And River Bluff teacher Nicole Livingston on the right. And they also filed against the South Carolina Department of Education on her behalf. Now, here's a quote. I was just in disbelief, Barnwell said at a press conference announcing the lawsuit. Quote, you can hear me saying in the video, get your hands off me, end quote. Other students were in the hallway, but only Barnwell was approached. Barnwell said in her suit that she believes she was singled out because she was Black, which I can believe. Other students are around. Those students are not challenged. Those students are not assaulted. There are many people who disrespect the Pledge of Allegiance if that's your, I guess, standard of respect. You should look at Congress, because routinely, when they open up the session, those cats are still talking about yesterday's F-ups. They're not standing to pledge for anything, only when they know it's a lot of cameras in the building. Marissa also said that she never met Livingston prior to the assault, never met her, and had not recited the pledge since the third grade. Had not recited the pledge since the third grade. There's a lot of pressure. Even if you go to a school that's, let's say, majority African American, especially back during my time, I did not recite the pledge either. I stopped reciting the pledge in about the sixth grade. There was still a lot of pressure put on us to recite the pledge, but I didn't recite the pledge. The only other student that did not recite the pledge was a Muslim student who did not recite the pledge for religious reasons. I did not recite the pledge for practical reasons. I believed it was a lie when I was in the sixth grade and beyond. So now in the settlement, because this teacher could not keep her hands off of a student for exercising a freedom, according to Mehta, there is no acknowledgement of wrongdoing by the school district. Barnwell will receive, however, $47,000 once she turns 18. The remaining money, which is about $28,000, will pay her legal fees. The teacher is reportedly still employed at River Bluff School. Let's put up the slate again. The teacher in question is Nicole Livingston. Nicole Livingston is on the right. Now, to all three of you, at some point, the madness has to stop. Now, I'm not a court of law. Indisputable is not and does not have the jurisdiction to render a sentence. But I will say this, we are the court of public opinion. And I guarantee you there are many people who do not like the fact that this student didn't say the pledge. But there are way more people who don't like the fact that another school teacher decided to put their hands on a student for not saying a damn pledge. I got a question for you since you're so, patriotic. Do you have the same attitude about those who stormed the Capitol and attempted to overturn democracy itself, shred the Constitution, stop a constitutionally mandated procedure? Or does your patriotism stop when it comes to children, i.e. the black kind, who shows, some tough love? They're trying to get you back on track here, helping you understand that this pledge was not the idea. The goals and the morals come from people. And you can pledge allegiance to a flag all day. That is a symbol. But the symbol, when it lacks the representation it is supposed to have, meaning that symbol is supposed to stand for something. When that symbol no longer stands for anything, what are you pledging to? And that's the question that young students like that cause you to face. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
So you're pledging to a version of a false god.
Right.
And I can pretty much answer the question without even knowing the details, that she's not offended by people who defecated in this sacred place of democracy on January 6th. But I find it remarkable, be damned the settlement, that this abuser of children, she abused a child, is a criminal, is still in the classroom. But then again, there's one in the White House too. And this is how America is living. All Colin Kaepernick did was take a knee. And my God, he lost everything. Look at your life, America. Look at your life.
Yeah. These are reflections. And I'm reminded of something a very wise person told me, Sharon. They said there are two mirrors in the world.
Wow.
Two mirrors. And everybody you come in contact with will be one of these two mirrors. They will either be the mirror of what you are and refuse to acknowledge, or the mirror of what you judge and refuse to understand.
You're wise,
Those
father.
are the two mirrors.
I say your father told you that because he's a wise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wise.
I know, Dr. Richey.
Yep.